So moving on, we're back to the weekly grind of the league this week, or what what was a grind earlier in the season. Now there's a great deal of excitement. There's always a big game happening tonight, Hearts against Hibs, which will have a bearing on where Rangers stand at the end of the week. This is Andy, you were saying earlier on about how some of the fans don't quite fully trust this team yet. If I'm being honest, I think I include myself in that. I'm still kind of waiting for the bums rush. I don't know how Jack kind of feels about that, but Motherwell are flying right now. We seem to have, people talk about us picking up the momentum again. Yet it's not so long ago since we were stinking the place out against Hibs at Easter Road. I mean, Jack, how confident are you that we can go to Motherwell and get a result?
It's one of these one of these things. Being a Rangers fan, you never know what Rangers team's going to turn up. I mean, I'm 50-50 on us going there, blowing them out of the water, the new boys firing, winning 3-0, or going there and seeing a repeat of what we've seen at Easter Road, what we've seen at Tynecastle, these tough away games we've had this season, where we go there, we start slow, we go a goal behind, and then we're launching crosses into the box. I hope, and I think that Danny Rohl has kind of tweaked it enough with the new boys that we won't resort to these sort of old tactics of get the ball out of Tavernier, launch it in. We have a plan, we have a more defined style, and I think we can take the game to Motherwell. But as always, I think the first goal is vital. This is a team that I don't think they've conceded a home goal in 8 games, so it's going to be tough to break them down. But I think if we can do that first, get that first goal, settle into our game, get their crowd a bit antsy, then I think we should be good to go for the win. But again, if we don't turn up, if we take it lightly, then we could be in trouble because they are a dangerous team.
Andy, I'm intrigued. I think Chermiti's back fit for tomorrow. So
yeah, him and
Fernandez.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to know what you think. If we'll maybe go with two up top, he played two up top on Sunday. I'm in kind of two minds about it because I think with 4-4-2, there's a lot more attacking intent. And for me, one of the complaints, if I had to have a complaint of the Danny Rohl era, and that seems to have, in fairness, the last game and a half has kind of turned that on its head. Let's say, yeah, he made us really hard to beat, very, very organised. But he hadn't yet proven that he could set up a team to create loads of chances and score loads of goals. Now, in fairness, since I complained about that at half time against Kilmarnock, we've promptly reeled off 12 goals in whatever 135 minutes. So the 4-4-2, I think, gives you more attacking options. But I feel going to Fir Park, do we need that three across the middle? It'll be interesting to see how he goes with this.
I don't think there's any doubt that he's going to, sort of look to, at the very least, sort of match up with Motherwell in the middle of the pitch. They're so creative in the way that they create overloads in the sort of certain areas. They've got this way of sort of creating a box in midfield where they've got the sort of the two there, but then you see like a Maso Hise or a side sort of dropping in, and it becomes almost a 4 in the midfield. So I don't think there's any chance Rangers are going to allow themselves to be outnumbered there. So I think you'll see, I imagine it'll be Raskin and Chukwani. I think his power off the ball, his ability to win back possession will be key. I think the big question marks whether or not it's Mikey Moore or Taylor Asgard sort of off that 10, or maybe either where he goes, he sticks with Diamandi and goes with the sort of flat 3 that we saw at Celtic Park, just to sort of cut off those passing lanes and protect the back line a wee bit more. But I personally would like to see Mikey Moore get a run in that central slot and give him that chance to show just the drive and energy that we saw against Kilmarnock last week. I thought it was terrific. I think Atman coming back into form means you could probably play him on the left hand side, if not Gisama with his pace. Scott Wilson's looking brighter and brighter with every run out that he's had after quite a lengthy layoff at Wolfsburg. But I think for me, Mikey Moore's the guy who just excites me the most when you watch this Rangers team. He's just, we spoke about it to death, but for a guy at 18, youngest player in his side, to be the biggest leader for me in terms of how he wants to approach opposition, how he wants to take the game, how he wants to run with the ball, how he wants to create opportunities, how he wants to even score goals himself. It's just such a breath of fresh air. So I'd be really interested to see if Danny Rohl could get him into that sort of central zone with guys running off him out in the width, asking questions of Motherwell. There's a question mark over who plays up front. As much as Ryan Nadery is really started well, I just think Rangers will want to get a foothold in the game, and I think in that sense, I think that's what Yusuf Chermiti gives you. He gives you somebody that you can play off of. He gets you up the pitch. He's got the power. I think that's the thing that this Rangers team has now got. Definitely a dynamic of it is that they're big, they're physical, they're strong. I mean, you look at Chukwane, he's an absolute unit. Tua Robbins is very much cut for the same cloth. You get Yusuf
Danny
Chermiti up
Rohl,
there.
yeah.
You
Danny
get Manny
Rohl clearly has
Fernandez back
height.
in as well. Yeah, so, I mean, they're just height and size is definitely something that Roll's identified as a need for this team.
Do we think Fernandez goes straight back in?
I'd have him straight back in. I think not just defensively, I think his ability going forward at set pieces could be really vital. I mean, he's one of our top scorers from the centre of defence, and he didn't start playing games until October, November. So I think he goes right back in, not just for what he adds at the back, stability there, but for what he can offer going forward as well.
I
Yeah, I
don't think
think
I doubt there's any doubt that Fernandez comes back in. I mean, Giga's had a couple of decent performances since coming back from AFCON, but I think there's been times, especially before he went away, where he was absolute bomb scare material, especially in the bigger games. I'm not sure, given the importance of this game, I think there's been a level of trust built up with Manny Fernandez. I'm still not sure that there's the same level of faith in Nasser Giga, so I don't think there's any doubt that it'll be a Suter Fernandez backline centre back pairing tomorrow night.
yeah, the only place I kind of disagree with you on, Andy, is I think it will be a flat three. If we play a three, I can see a Diamande, Raskin, Chukwane. I
Yeah,
just
that's
feel,
that's what I kind of
yeah,
meant. The way they
yeah,
went the second half at Celtic Park. Yeah,
yeah.
the sort of. I think if that is the way he wants to go, I think that's where it lines up. But if he wants to go with a 10, I'd like to see Mikey Moore rather than Asgard, who's again has sort of struggled at the last midweek.
Yeah. But I worry, obviously, if we do go with that flat three, chance creation, and Chermiti, who hasn't really kicked on since Parkhead, he kind of looks allergic to entering the box at times. But
What I would say is
let's
that
see that
if
plays
you
out.
do go with that, flat three, I think that then gives Raskin that license to be the one that breaks on. And you saw Barry Ferguson again talking this week about just being that sort of wee guy that rats forward, gets himself in the edge of the box and busts forward. I think when he's been playing this sixth role, you've not really seen much of that. But as you saw at Parkhead, when he decides to make those wee driving busts into the box, I think that's when you see Nico Raskin at his best. And I think this is what he's ever really going to be the kind of player that Rangers want him to be and that he believes he can be. I think he has to give up this notion that he's there to be the quarterback sitting dictating. He has to be that sort of box to box guy that's going to scurry into the box and make chances happen. I think that's whenever Nico Raskin's been at his best, and I talk about Fenerbahce away, I talk about Celtic Park away last year, I talk about Celtic away the second half last month. I think that's Raskin at his best. I think maybe in that flat three that gives him more of a license to do that. But yeah, as you say, it'll be interesting to see how he does line up tomorrow night.